All right, guys, today is day 17. This is taking a lot longer than I expected. One, because me and my entire family got sick for a few days, so that kind of put like a 4-day hold on everything. Tried to do some stuff while I was there, but I wasn't up to it. On top of that, with this specific product, I'm having a really hard time, or I was having a really hard time finding suppliers overseas that were capable of doing custom designs, which I feel like that's going to be a really big part of this to actually make this product work. So I was reaching out to a half a dozen different manufacturers in the United States as well. And those guys had like a bunch of different questions that I'm not used to answering. So it's kind of a cool experience, as you guys probably have seen as we've been going through this. But I just got off the phone. I had a Zoom video conference call with one of the companies. And it looks like they might be able to do what we want to do. I just need to get some more specs over to them, which I'm going to work on today. Get that sent over precisely to them. I also had, as you can see here, a couple of other suppliers out of China respond back. I need to get the final design done for these guys, where they can come through and give me a price. That way I can compare price from them to the price for this supplier I'm talking to here in the US. Yeah, and I was also talking to the designer here in the US, and we may have come up with a couple other features that might make the product a little bit more user-friendly as well, which is super cool. So it's kind of cool. I've never actually sourced directly out of the US, other than like, I don't know what you'd call it, like more raw materials. There have been businesses that I've had where we source raw materials and then piece them together to create our final product, whereas these guys are kind of doing everything for us. So it's kind of a cool experience. I wish I could have recorded that call, but the guy kind of last minute needed to jump on. Basically, like I said, it's just a Skype conversation that we had, or a Zoom video call that we had, where we went over specifics about, okay, what materials are we looking for? Exactly what is the purpose of this product? Is it there to prevent scratches and dings, or is it more to prevent like messes in the back of a car? What types of materials do we want? Does it need to be stretchy? Does it need to accommodate fins? Like just all those specifics that we've kind of already gone through and figured out, but it was just really easy to get on the phone with this supplier to explain to him, hey, here's what it is, here's what it likes. And then he was able to give me his feedback on, oh, you're talking about using this material because that's what your competitors are using, but we might also recommend this type of material instead. So anyways, it was kind of cool being able to chat with them, and then also just the differences in what they're capable of here in the US, because it's a lot different demographic than most suppliers in China, where suppliers in China are doing like massive volumes of this same type of product, whereas these guys had never done this type of product, which I usually don't recommend being a guinea pig on something. But I'll be the guinea pig for you guys to go through and test stuff anyways. So anyways, had a really good conversation with him. Like I said, I'm going to work here today on getting a few more of the details kind of nailed out for exactly what he needs to actually give us an effective and accurate quote on this. He did say it looks like he's going to be able to get it between $10 to $20. I'm hoping that we can get it around 12 to 15, depending on what accommodations we need there. But anyways, so working on that. As you can see here, I'm also talking to Sunny in China, where she is letting me know. They gave me a template, an actual template, which is good. No one else has given me a template for our designer to work on. So I used to have like Adobe Illustrator and stuff to do all that myself, but I never used it, so I don't have my subscription. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can find somebody that can do just a quick mock-up design for really cheap. That way I can send the design back to this supplier, and I can also use that design to send to my other suppliers that we're working with as well. So that's what we're going to work on. We also need to dial in. I think that it's going to be easier for us to find what size board sock we want to use, or if I can come up with a way to make it accommodate like any board within a foot range or something like that. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. I think I have some ideas of what I can do for that. That way we don't have to have, 6 different variations. We can have 1 or 2 different variations that can accommodate all different board sizes. I think I have actually a really good idea for that. So I'm going to play around with that a little bit and go from there. Yeah. Okay. Yep, I'm going to jump into that. I'm going to pause you guys for a second. I got to go do a couple other things. I'll be right back, and then we're going to do the time lapse that I usually do, going through and starting to actually work with this. But like I said, it's been 17 days. I was hoping to already have the product and stuff in production by this amount of time. But 17 days, that's pretty quick, man. To start from nothing and to build a business and to get this thing going, 17 days is not bad at all. So I'm not necessarily complaining. I just want to try and make this as fast as possible for you guys. But like I said, There were a few days where we were really sick there, a few days where we were traveling because we had to go do some things that made it hard, where I only spent like 10 or 15 minutes a day rather than spending like a full hour. And then there are some things that, like I said, I got to wait on responses from suppliers, so I'd only spend like 10 minutes this day, and I didn't want to do a video because it'd be worthless for you guys to watch a 5-minute video of me going through and actually just responding to an email. So I'm kind of doing it in batches, so I think it's been like 3 days since the last video that I did. Anyways, I'm going to stop rambling. I'm going to dive right into this. That way you guys can kind of see what I'm doing to try and progress this and bring this product to life, hopefully here within the next 5 to 7 days. All right, time got away from me yesterday when I had to run do those other things. So it is now day 18. Keeps dragging on here. So I'm trying to punch the rest of this out tonight. I did, like I mentioned earlier, talk with a couple of suppliers. I think I'm going to try something. I'm still going to kind of work with these suppliers, but I think that I might try to find a product that's going to be easier for us to launch in this case study. Just something not as complicated. Like I said, I thought this was going to be a simple product. It seems pretty simple. But apparently there's no suppliers doing what we wanted to do already as far as design wise, and then a couple of customizations to be able to make it accommodate multiple surfboards. So that kind of sucks. Spent like a week and a half trying to kind of dredge this out. And like I said, I'm going to still kind of push for it. But in the meantime, I'm going to see if I can find another product idea that is kind of a faster thing for us to get going here, just so we can get through this case study with you guys and show you that we can make money on Amazon, right? And I think it's also a good point, actually, that this is happening for a couple of reasons. One, as an entrepreneur and moving forward with this, you got to kind of roll with the punches, right? Things come up that are unexpected. Things take longer than you expect, and sometimes you have to completely restart even after you felt like you've done a lot of work. So I want to first mention that if you guys get in a situation like you're in right now where you feel like you did all this work, you did a bunch of research, you found a good product, and then you get to a point where you're just like, is this too much? I can't do this. I can't find suppliers that can do this, whatever. You might have to just get a new product, right? But in your guys' situation, that'd be a really good thing, right? I've obviously been doing this for years, but doing that kind of stuff they're really good learning experiences. So don't feel like they're just wasted time where you went through and spent a week and a half contacting suppliers and stuff, because you now, if you feel like you're starting from the beginning again, you're not, because now you're starting with experience, right? At least up to that point. So just think about it with the glass half full rather than half empty here. So like I said, I'm going to still kind of try to talk to them, but I think that I might play around a little bit and see if I can find another product that is a little bit easier to source. With that being said, the products that I had kind of narrowed to out of my list of 50, none of them are going to work for our budget right now, okay? So like I said, I want to keep this under $3,000 budget. Only spend 1 to 2 hours a day, and my goal is to have it launched and sold out of my first 100 units within 90 days. So we're on day 18 now, so we're cutting it close. So we're gonna have to start sprinting here. So because of that, I decided to try a little bit different category. This is actually a category my wife wanted me to kind of play around with. She does a lot of things in the kitchen, and so she wanted me to kind of go through and look at some kitchen items. So that's what I'm going to do right now. These are a few things that she mentioned that she uses all the time. So I'm going to go in and kind of test these out really quick and kind of see what we find. Okay, so let's go into that. All right, I'm not sure exactly what happened there. Apparently my recording stopped recording. So to kind of catch you up, I spent probably another, 15 minutes or so, I think, since the recording stopped. And went through it and I started looking at like some reusable straws, like some metal straws. That's something that my wife was kind of interested in and asked me to look into. So I started looking at metal straws. It looked like they're pretty competitive. I'd probably be willing to risk it on them just because I feel like I've got some features that will really improve on the product and some marketing tactics that will allow us to capitalize and make more money than anyone else is making, which I'll talk a little bit more about in the Build AMZ program. But either way, I went through and I ended up coming and finding, okay, something that would be good that's similar to this is going to be like some either plastic or like some high quality metal or even some glass. Prefer not to do glass, but a few different types of like mason jars and juice jars, that kind of thing. So I'm going to take those, I'm going to bundle them with a couple other things that I've got an idea for here. I think these would be faster because I'm not really making changes. I'm more just bundling things together. So I'm going to contact these suppliers and ask them if they are capable of getting the other products that I want to bundle with these and what my total cost would be, including shipping with those. And then also like adding logos and all that good kind of stuff. Worst case scenario, what I'll do is I'll order from, I think I've got 3 different product ideas that I want to put in there. Order from different suppliers, have them all shipped to one location in China. That person in China can bundle all these things together, do labeling, do packaging, do inspections, all that kind of stuff, and then ship them out for me as well. Create the packaging, all that good kind of stuff. So that'd be worst case scenario. So like I said, what I'll do tonight is I'm just going to send these emails out to these suppliers. Wait for their responses. Like I said, I'm really not going to make much changes to these like I was thinking of making with the surfboard socks. Instead, this will be more just like slapping our logo on it and bundling it with some other things. And that is going to be, I'm actually super excited. I've got some really cool ideas that I want to do with this. That obviously you're going to kind of following the case study, but I'll go into more into depth and explain how I'm doing that in our buildamz.com program. Yeah. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to send out emails just like I did before. I'll keep you guys in the loop as far as what they're saying with responses and price points and all that good kind of stuff. But other than that, I'll see you tomorrow. Today's day 18. I need to be more consistent, so I'm going to get back on here. Make sure that I record tomorrow. Like I said, I've only been doing like 10 to 15 minutes a day. But like you said, I've got this new idea that's not going to cost anything extra. And I think is really, well, it might cost a few dollars extra, really not much at all. That I really think is going to skyrocket our sales. So it'll keep us within that $3,000 range, but it's going to definitely bump up our sales volume, not only immediately, but long term. Yeah, so I'm excited about that. But anyways, I'll be working on kind of setting that up. So here over the next few days, I'll probably be spending more than 10 or 15 minutes a day. Therefore, I will make sure to record it and throw it up here for you guys to check out. So see you guys tomorrow, day 19.